Hi, everybody. It's Greg and Arun back with some college basketball Friday night action. Usually Fridays are not a huge college basketball night, but early in the season, I guess they want to stay away from big college football on Saturday. We've got 4 games for you, so two from each of us. We'll have the 3 really good games in the matchup, and then 1 extra game. Don't forget, if you want to get in on our top plays, very simple. Go over to the website, and you can use this 15% off promo code BIGWIN. That'll get you the NBA. I have a top play in the NBA. I believe IC will as well. The individual plays $30, so use that against that. What's it like, $25.50? Or a week pass is $99, so use that, and it's just $85 to get in all the plays. I know IC's been hot in the NBA. I'm looking to have my first big play of the year, so make sure you get in on that in the NBA tonight. Of course, if you want in on the football plays, we've got an extra special deal, docsports.com/CraigArun. The link, that promo code will not work on this because it's already 50% off, 2 for 1. Get both of our plays, 14 plays up starting on Saturday all the way through Monday, just $99. You will not regret it. Had a winning week last week. We look to do it again this week. All right, college basketball kicking us off here in Milwaukee and Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 28.5 point favorite, depending on what you look at, total of 162. What do you like, IC?
So a couple things about this game, Craig. Note that Milwaukee is 2-2 and Texas Tech is 2-1. All right. I want you to know that these two teams have not played each other yet. And right off the bat, you might think that it seems like this seems like a lot of points, right? But as I'm pulling up my notes here, I want you to know that Milwaukee is coached by Bart Lundy, right? Lundy's been there 4 years. He's had a team that's had 3 20-win seasons. They just lost to Indiana by 31 points. They lost to Wofford, who's outside the top 230 early this year. So both those are bad losses, right? Texas Tech comes into this game losing to Illinois by 4 points in a game where, they probably should have won, to be honest with you. They made a huge comeback at the end, but they shot 6 for 22 from three-point land. Here's the thing. Texas Tech only had 4 free throws. Illinois had 23 free throws. And in a game where, the difference was 4 points, that was probably the difference. If Texas Tech can beat a Sam Houston State team, who's pretty good, by 21 points, I certainly think they can beat a Milwaukee team by a wider margin. And I like the fact that this team comes off of a loss. They're going to be ticked off. The last time Texas lost a similar type of game, I'll give you an example, was when they lost to Texas A&M last year, and then they beat Oral Roberts by 36. That's my kind of preface for this. I think this team is going to be upset coming in, and it does make sense that they win by a wider margin here of 30 points or more. Craig and I love doing videos for you every week. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get all of our videos every single time when you post it, so you get the best lines. As soon as we post it, people jump on it. So if you want to get it as soon as we post it, like and subscribe. Craig, Michigan is facing TCU here. Michigan is a 9-point chalk on the road here on a total of 157.5. Michigan is perfect 2-0 out of the gates against TCU. Michigan did play them last year, did beat them 76-64. Michigan, Craig, did not play well against Wake Forest. They were a 15-point chalk from a revenge game from last year. They barely won by 1 point. They did beat Oakland earlier this year as well. TCU coming off a nice win against Stephen F. Austin and Lamar, but they didn't cover their 18.5 either. What do you think here? You think Michigan can go on the road and win this game by double digits?
Michigan's a good team, but I think this might be getting a little ahead of themselves. I think a lot of people are probably looking at that TCU, that opening loss to New Orleans, and thinking, oh, well, this is going to be a blowout. Jamie Dixon's done a good job with TCU here, and this is a tough spot for Michigan early in the year. Remember how good they were in Michigan? They had a lot of those guys left, and a lot of those he brought from FAU, of course, Dusty May. And I love Dusty May. I think he's done an unbelievable job building this back so quickly for Michigan. I just think it's a little too many points. I mean, you can kill somebody in college basketball, win by 6, 7, 8 points, and you're getting 8, 8.5. Got to lean towards TCU. I wouldn't go crazy in this one because they did lose New Orleans, but I do think TCU will get up for have big Michigan coming in. Next game, Arizona and UCLA. It's not at UCLA, even though it's in LA. But I would expect these old Pac-12 rivals to have equal fans, to be honest. Arizona travels very well. If you haven't been to a Pac-12 championship back in the day and seen Arizona, probably half the stadium. Arizona's favored by 3.5, depending on where you get it at, and the total is 154.5. Can Pete, the freshman, had an unbelievable opening game, beat Florida. Hasn't quite been quite as good the last 2 games. Can he step up and be what he was in that opener here?
So they're both 3-0 right out of the gates, and UCLA did beat them 57-54 last year. So Arizona remembers that loss. So Arizona comes in as a -3 chalk. The thing about Arizona is that they've got more talent than people realize, but they of course won that big win against Florida, 93-87 to open the year. Tommy Lloyd, he's obviously not on the hot seat. He won 24 games last year, but this fan base really expects him to try to do a little bit better. They also lost to Duke by 7 last year in the tournament. So Arizona coming off a nice win against Northern Arizona, Utah Tech, Florida, UCLA. They also have Connecticut on deck, so keep that in mind. UCLA comes off 3 nice wins here, Mike Cronin's team, but they haven't played anybody outside the top 200. So I got to be honest with you. This is a game where a lot of reasons why Arizona should do well. And I know it's going to be hard, and I know UCLA doesn't have a marquee win yet. I get that too. But I think with Arizona beating Florida, that speaks volumes. Arizona also lost to this team 57-54 last year, so that's going to make them upset. That was a game, if you go back, UCLA shot 4 for 21 from three-point land, 7 for 16 from free throws, and Arizona shot 2 for 16 from three-point land, and that is what made the difference. I know the public's all over Arizona, but it doesn't matter. I'm taking Arizona on the money line here against UCLA. Now,
hi, everybody. Don't forget about that free $60 for new customers. Yes, you can get our absolute top plays for free if you're new. All you got to do is type into your URL, docsports.com/ICCT. As you see it on the screen, you'll get a free $60 to try us out. You can use it on anything on the website, including our top plays for the weekend. Good luck.
I got to face Arizona State. This game is at 11 o'clock at night, mind you, and you have a 3-0 Gonzaga team versus a 2-0 Arizona State team. Gonzaga won 88-80 last year. They've beaten Creighton. They've beaten Oklahoma to open the year. Those are all impressive wins. They've covered all 3 games, and they destroyed Creighton, and they destroyed Oklahoma. Arizona State, nice wins against Utah Tech and SUU, right? What do you think happens here? You think it's possible that no one else has been able to have so much success, but maybe Arizona State hangs tough with them? What do you think?
I don't think so. These are the Super Bowl games for Gonzaga. They don't have the opportunity during the regular season in their conference play to get quality wins. So Gonzaga loads up Oklahoma and Creighton to start the year. Now they're traveling at Arizona State. They dismantled these other 2 teams. Now this is their first road game. I get it. So you got to pump the brakes a little bit. But this is not a great team here for Coach Hurley and company. I think it was a lot tougher for him to recruit now part of the Big 12 than it was when he was part of the Pac-12, when he was playing in UCLA and USC, trying to get all those kids out of California. Now tougher to get those kids in the Big 12. Gonzaga, I think, is going to make a statement in this game. I'm not going crazy because I don't lay big numbers on the road. But I just don't see it. I don't know. There's no other way around it. You have to delay the points with Gonzaga minus 11.5. All right, so that's what we like for tonight. Don't forget, if you want in on our top plays, they're in the NBA tonight. Make sure you go over there, Doc Sports, and use that promo code 15% off code BIGWIN15 to get in on the single plays, $30. If you want either one of us, or the week pass is $99. So if you use the codes, you get 15% off of those. If you want in on the football, this is the best deal we got going on right now to test us out. DocSports.com/Craig Arun. The code won't work on it because it's already 50% off, just $99. Get in on it for our football pass. And don't forget about our premium here at YouTube. If you maybe don't want to invest in the full pass, you get a month for just $49.99. It gets you tons of extra plays, a couple $1,000s worth of picks to test us out before maybe you go in at the website. All right, guys, have a great day.
Jump on YouTube Premium.
Good luck.